What's your emergency fund look like?
Yeah. And this is why, when we're going through the basics of financial planning, when we're in, even bull markets, we just say, hey, you know what? It's so important to have that emergency fund. You
Yep.
just never know when something like this is going to happen. So first things first, you want to really evaluate that fund. Optimally, you'll have between 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside in that fund. When you initially are going through this, just really take stock and say, well, how long are these assets likely going to last? And if you don't have enough money there, then you need to evaluate, well, what do I need to do, whether it's raise money from other investments or cut out some sort of expenses to get that to a reasonable number.
Yeah, and that's another, it's kind of finding that middle ground. If you are single, we're likely going to want you to have that 6 months, right? If you have two incomes coming in, then 3 months might be sufficient because hopefully you're not both losing your employment. But it is important to understand, what other resources do you have? In some cases, what do you have in savings? Do you have an investment account that you can tap without concerns? And if not, what are the options if you have to tap your 401k, and how does that look? So it's definitely something to think and walk through. And this certainly can bring that all to light.
Yeah. And then, going from, where you were to where you're going, it's a great opportunity to look at your budget. Hey, is there stuff that, has really kind of
Crept up.
fallen between the cracks,
Yeah.
and we, didn't really acknowledge it. And now it's here. Now we're just using this as an opportunity to reset the deck and evaluate that piece. Obviously, if you think you're going to be out of work for an extended period of time, you're going to want to cut out, anything that's not absolutely necessary.
Yeah, and some things might come to that, might actually be a result of your layoff because maybe you're not stopping at Starbucks on your way into work.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not going out to lunch. There's some of those things that will naturally dry cleaning. We just talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
Is maybe these things will naturally cut out while you're not going to work. But it is important to see, okay, where can I tighten the belt? How can I adjust until we kind of figure out what the new path is?